No one runs on Wal Perez.
Who was more pumped, you or Dan Dickerson?
I was going bonkers in my truck listening to the first one, and I actually said these words to Jack. I'm like, that's a great throw. That's unbelievable. He played it off the wall. And I obviously I didn't get a chance to see it, but Dan does a great job of painting the picture. And then moments later, the one that we just heard, it blew my mind. I had to go home and instantly watch it again.
John, I believe the phrase is mess around with Wal Perez
and find out what happens. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mess around.
How do you like to be Chase Lee? Give up a couple hard hit balls and no damage done.
Hey, when you got a defense behind you like that, pitch however you want.
Tigers, first team in baseball to 50 wins. You sent me something the other day on Instagram.
I did, and it's the MLB does the power rankings every week. And I know we did it earlier. I guess it's been about a month now. And I always like to see it because the first picture that they show is they give you the top 10, but they give you the 6 through 10 in one graphic. And then you're forced to scroll. And we're obviously in the top 5, so I'm scrolling. I'm like, oh, okay, here's this team, the Dodgers, the Yankees. Where are the Tigers, still number 1. And I think the message I sent you, I don't even remember how I worded it, but it was basically, are we overreacting or are we too hard on this team? Because the national media, and if you listen to some of the stations down in Florida or out in California, and there's a lot of platitudes being put on the Detroit Tigers. There's a lot of great things being said about our team. Every team has flaws. And earlier in the week, we went through a couple relievers. Like, we basically painted a picture that they need 6 players at the trade deadline to be able to win a World Series.
2 relievers, a bat, throw in a starting pitcher, new water guy.
Right. And we know we need a new groundskeeper. But it is interesting to take a step back and hear other fan bases talk about your team. Because we talk about the New York Yankees, and sometimes we paint this picture of the mighty New York Yankees. They can't be beat. Same with the Dodgers. Well, the Dodgers' starting pitching is terrible. And the Yankees just went through a 3-game stretch about a week ago where they couldn't score a run. They lost in extra innings 1-0 because they couldn't score a run. With that lineup, with Aaron Judge.
Okay, but in our defense, because I thought you made good points this week about real concerns in the bullpen.
Oh, well, thank you.
In our defense, I bet you them being shut out was discussed on New York sports radio.
I'm sure it was.
I would guarantee they brought up the fact that they were struggling to score. And we should bring up the things that concern us about our baseball team because the expectation is we're the number 1 team in the power rankings. Mm-hmm. We're fighting and chasing a World Series. So when in the month of June we give you the stats, our bullpen is 25th in ERA and 28th in FIP, and there's no swing and miss. And that's a huge key to unlocking this opener strategy. It's a huge key to playoff baseball. John, I thought your point was great on if you got Skubal, awesome, but most guys are only going through the order twice. And now in the 5th inning, I got to go super bullpen. Or 6th inning, I got to go super bullpen. We absolutely should be bringing it up. And I know they have 50 wins, and I know they're the first there, and they have the best record in all of baseball, but I don't think the listeners need us to pat them on the butt every time we bring up the bullpen, but couch it with you're a really good baseball team. I think that's why we're bringing up the bullpen, because they're a good baseball team.
It felt like after our discussion, though, and I saw that, I was a little surprised.
Okay.
I thought maybe after not playing great against Pittsburgh and then going down and losing the first 2 against Tampa, on a week-to-week basis, I wouldn't have been surprised to see them slip to 2 or even 3.
Just to create a little conversation.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, at this point of the season, if you're 1, 2, or 3, who really cares? We always want to be 1, and it's nice to see our team as number 1, but
it doesn't do you any good if the power rankings say you're number 1. It's not like A.J. Hinch has got it up on a whiteboard in the clubhouse.
Yes.
Boys, they moved the Mets ahead of us.
But it just still was interesting to see, even in losses, there are still things that other fan bases and other writers, other reputable baseball nerds think that this team is still really good and, in fact, still the best team in Major League Baseball.
They're not as invested as we are in it. We're living and dying every day with it, with a really good baseball team. And look, last night's a great example of what they're capable of. Skubal was not his best. They ambushed him with some first pitch homers. He gave up 4 runs, and yet the Tigers are sitting there in a position to get the win. Because it's Perez with the defense, it's Dingler going yard, it's Gary Carpenter for the first time in 22 days leaving the yard. I hadn't realized it was that bad. Benetti let that note slip. I go, oh, okay, yeah, it's been a minute.
Hey, we're almost to July. Time's flying.
It's yeah, it is. But with Carp, I think that was such a. I don't want to break down individual at bats, but he finally got ahead in the count. He wasn't swinging at everything. And 3-0, green light, mashers mash. Mm-hmm. They had Riley Green, who continues to put the team on his back in June, their worst month of the season. Riley Green is having his best month of the season. Like, there are all these really good things with this baseball team. Last night was another example of it. But don't feel guilty about bringing up flaws with this baseball team.
No, I just bring it up in regards to there are times because we do nitpick and we do as a fan base, not just here on the station or from 6 to 6 during the day. There are times where we are picking apart a team because we see all the flaws. We watch every pitch. We are invested at a time when a year ago we weren't invested in the Tigers.
Right. I mean, you look at a guy like Jack Flaherty. Like, do people hear when Jim props him up after 4 great starts in a row? But then he's got 2 bad ones again. So tomorrow morning, if he has another bad one tonight and we come on and we say something like, oh boy, Flaherty, there are concerns here. Well, that's 3 bad starts. Why isn't that justified in the moment?
Because they have the best record in baseball and you're not allowed to bring that up.
But that's you're being smarmy to me. And you're not being honest. You know it's fair to bring up.
No, I know, and we should. I think that's our job.
There is a debate within a great team. Is he a 2 or a 3?
Yeah, and I think at his best, during that 4-game stretch especially, he was a 2. He shut down the best offense in baseball at the time, the Chicago Cubs, in a pivotal swing game to take that series. I mean, since then, he hasn't even looked like a number 3.
I mean, I'll call out fans a little bit in terms of, do you really realize how good this team has been the last 124 games? Regular season?
You're saying going back to like last August?
This team is 81-43 in their last 124 games.
I mean, they're pacing for 100 wins right now.
Right. Triple digit.
Well, I mean, tonight is officially halfway, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So win or lose, they're pacing for 100 wins. Mm-hmm. Your question is, are we too hard on this team? I'm curious how people have viewed this baseball team this season. They have the best record. They haven't had a losing streak longer than 3 games all season. Do they deserve more love? Are they underappreciated? I'm just curious the prism through the fans' eyes.
Yeah, because I mean, even when we bring it up, and we're talking about they need 2 bullpen arms to get from that 5th inning to the 8th inning, to get to Canley, to get to Vest. I think we get support from the callers and the fans that they agree. Like, the bullpen has not been what it was last year. How many people have gone, they're on the edge of the cliff and they are in midair because of a bullpen start?
We gave the numbers. The bullpen starts are considerably worse than they were a year ago. Last year, openers were like a 2 ERA. This year, a 4.5 ERA. And it's because of Holton.
Yeah.
I don't know if people realize this. Tyler Holton was 3rd on the team in WAR behind the 2 All-Stars, Skubal and Riley Green.
Yeah.
This year, especially in June, but this year he's terrible. Holton, Hannafy, and Herder have all taken big steps back this season.
Triple H.
Yes.
We'll go WWF.
248-539-9797. So we are curious how you guys view the coverage of this baseball team, which is the first to 50 wins, and a couple broader conversations. Things on the horizon for this baseball team. We'll do that next. The food conversation at 8. It's 97.1.